Hi guys, my name's Sunita, and this is my husband Stan. Most of you might know me because I have a boutique called Sunita's Designs, and it's the new year, and we decided that we wanted to do something new and fresh as a couple, as entrepreneurs, because I have to say thank you to my husband first because I was an entrepreneur before we got married, and he helped me to enhance my business and invested in my business, supported my business, every accomplishment, everything that I really have accomplished over the years is because of my family and especially my husband. And I want to just thank you publicly for really supporting me and being I don't even know. I would have quit a long time ago if it wasn't for you.
Well, thank you. This isn't something I really do, but as we discussed it, there's definitely a need for us to share our testimony, our journey as a husband and wife. Hopefully, it encourages some people out there because we come from a pretty rough background.
Yeah.
We want to give you a chance to know us and hopefully be encouraged, like I said, by us. And just share some of the personal times as husband and wife, as a couple, and also as individuals in our journey together. So, this being like our first podcast, there's going to be a lot.
Yes.
There's going to be a lot.
First, we have to tell you what the podcast is. What's
Yes.
the name of it, honey?
D.O.P.E.
Dope.
Doers of Peace and Excellence.
So, we are sticklers on our peace and sticklers on God's peace in our lives. And if you ever think about marriage, it is really just a covenant between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
And if there's any other issues, it's because of the outside world. That's why the covenant is so important for you to stick together through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And we've been through everything.
Yes.
So, but I first want to talk about the new year. Last year was rough
Very.
with business, with
Life,
with life, with lifing.
marriage,
It was
just
just
continuing to learn one another because we always learn more and more about each other.
right.
Learning to trust was a big one for me last year. Uh,
Now let's just talk about how long we've been married, though.
right.
And I think that's going to be the kicker when he says what he says.
Mm-hmm.
We've been married for
Going on 19
years.
years. In March, it'll be 19 years.
19 years, it'll be March. Yay, honey.
Yeah.
High five for that.
Yeah.
But so trusting someone, can you explain that kind of? Because I don't think people really know.
So just a little part of my background. Drug dealer, gang member, uh, turned saved, but not religious, turned leader, turned minister. So when you're always used to living a life where you just lie all the time, you lie about where you're going, you lie to the police, you lie about what you're doing, it just becomes a habit. And people may not think that that's a habit and you know when to cut it off. But you actually have to trust somebody to tell them everything about you, um, so they know who they're dealing with.
And you got to be ready to hear everything as well.
Mm.
Because I feel like once a person, like I had to learn, and let's preface this by we've learned this through therapy, couples therapy. We go to therapy, and we thank God for our therapist because she's opened our eyes to so much that we did not know. We were so ignorant when we got married.
Yeah.
So I would say anybody who wants to get married or in a relationship, or you're thinking about getting back in a relationship, go if you love that person and you want to see where it's going to go.
Tell them the truth.
Tell them the truth and go to therapy.
Absolutely.
Because that I feel like that's really going to help a lot. with your growth and with
Hmm.
forgiving, because the one thing that people don't do is forgive in marriage, because of our egos. Your
Yeah,
ego will be like, don't do it, don't do that. But when someone is, because you have to forgive on a constant basis in marriage between the both of us. Like, we
yeah, you
always have
do.
to forgive one another.
And dropping the ego is finding out that God is the one that protects you, because your ego is something you put. It's an insecurity to protect yourself, so to speak, protect your shame.
Well,
Um,
let's okay. So
yeah,
before we
I ain't
go
gonna get
into
that
all
deep
the
yet. I ain't
deep
gonna get
yet,
that deep yet.
let's
Okay.
talk about first. I know we talked about how we met, but let's go in depth
Hmm.
about how we met. Like,
Oh,
so
you mean all the way back?
all the way back, and then we'll start bringing it up maybe every episode, like to.
I believe I remember what you had on the first time I saw you. She wasn't really into me then, so she don't remember what I had on.
Hold
But
on, hold
yeah,
on. So
yeah,
so okay, so we went to school together.
yes, high school.
We went to high school together. So
I was born and raised in Pittsburgh.
right, me as well.
Hmm.
Now I did
Spent some
move
time in Georgia.
to Georgia when I was younger. I went to like preschool and kindergarten. And I started like the first grade when I came back to Pittsburgh, because I left my mom. She left with us when we were babies. So shout out to my Georgia family. Um, we lived in Marietta, which is a suburb
Hmm.
in Georgia. So yeah, we met in high school,
That's right.
and you,
And Belita was actually in my class.
that's how
Your
I have a
twin
twin sister.
was
If
actually in
anyone
my class.
doesn't know, I have a twin, and uh, yeah, I was walking every time we would, like, when you're twins, you just have this twin thing. So every time we would walk past each other in the hallway, we would start talking. Tell each other where you going next. I'll meet you here. But he was walking with her. You were walking with her.
Yeah, it's always been like one of my best friends. Me and Belita have been good friends since the day we met. Like we were in the same classes, a few of the same classes.
So yeah, when you oh wait, she introduced us.
Right.
That
Your
was
personalities are very different. Though you're identical twins, personalities are very different. And though you guys are identical, the moment I seen you, I was like, oh, that's her. That's the one.
Are you
That's the
serious?
one. I've
Like,
been,
I do not
I don't,
believe him sometimes, y'all.
I've been telling you since then, and you didn't believe me. Even when we weren't together, when I was out there running the streets, because Sunita was honest and said, I'm not into that. I don't visit jails. I won't visit you in jail. She didn't, but she did answer the phone
I
whenever I
did.
called.
I would do that.
Anytime I was in jail, or anytime I screwed up, she stayed a loyal friend.
Did.
That part is very
And so did
true.
he. Like, don't
Yes,
get it twisted. Like,
yes.
even in the lifestyle, whatever, I I understood who he was, but I knew who he was in the heart. So I
Hmm.
still, like, he was still loyal to me as far as a friend, and I appreciated that. Like, it wasn't like fake, because
Well,
some dudes would be fake.
it didn't even dawn on me till this very moment. I mean, it did, but really just clicked. Like that you treated me the way God seen me.
Even
Like,
back then,
well,
because
no, as you matured. When we were
because
younger, we was tough on each other. You know what I
yeah.
mean? But as you matured and you had a relationship with God first, though I knew about God, I just I just figured I would die very young, so it was no, you know.
I hate to hear that when you say that.
Well, yeah, I mean
I don't like it. I
it's
mean,
true, it's
I know
true.
it's true, but I
Yeah.
hate like hearing it because it makes me sad. And I think,
Well, the product of my environment. Everybody was dying around me. We were all young, and also the lifestyle I lived. So
okay,
I never prepared for a future. So that also is a part of. We'll get to
okay,
that
so let's
all
slow down.
later. Yeah, yeah.
So I saw him, and I was like, Oh, he's nice. I didn't know him, so I thought nothing
Guys,
of
that's what
it.
girls say whenever they ain't interested. Oh, he's nice.
Like,
You know what I mean?
but the
Oh, he's
thing
nice, right?
was,
Oh, he's cute. Or,
babe,
oh, that man's fat. That dude's fat.
honey,
Oh, he's
but
nice.
baby, look.
Yeah.
So I did not even catch a revelation that he liked me at all
Hmm.
until maybe that next semester, like, because we had semesters, remember? Like, it was like a first semester, and then your classes changed, like the first quarter or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
I wasn't very productive in high school.
well,
Or
but
what was it? I was kind of withdrawn in high school, which we'll
yeah.
get to that later too.
So me too.
Yeah.
But we ended up being in our Latin class together.
Wow.
A Latin class, and that's when I figured out. I was like, mm, I don't know, but he's saying stuff, and this is weird, and I don't. I think he likes me. I don't really know
Hmm.
because I didn't know because
Now was Christy in our class? Or no, she would just
no,
see us in pass and say,
no,
"Oh, he
that's
likes
my
you."
BFF.
Yeah.
No, she did. She wasn't in the classroom, but I
Okay.
was like, okay, this is strange because he's like saying stuff, and this is weird because he's only spoke to me. Like I've only spoken to him. I didn't really know
Hmm.
you, but you were saying things, and I was like, okay, this is weird.
Warming you up to make my move.
So when I would come to class, we sat by each other. I think in that classroom
Hmm.
because it was downstairs. It was like in this like little hallway. Yeah, right when you come in the door at Carrick, you go down that little hallway, and our class was right there. Because I
Hmm.
know it was like first or second period,
I
like
know
it
what
was
you're talking
early.
about, but uh, I do remember that. I didn't remember it was Latin class though. You know that?
Yeah.
From not participating in any of my classes, I didn't know what they were. I just know I went, and if you were there, I was going. You know what I
so
mean? That's probably a class I didn't miss much.
so yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if
Well,
you
I didn't
didn't miss.
start that way. Ninth grade, I didn't start that way. I mean,
No,
I didn't start that way. I
but you
veered
left
later.
after ninth grade, so
Well, in the 10th grade.
yeah, it was
In the 10th grade,
early. It was early in the year.
no, well, I flunked the 10th grade, and the second time early, I left. Carrick flunked me in the 10th grade.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
we ain't getting that deep, but that's
We
okay.
will, because we'll talk about
Oh yeah,
the
there was the school
the
that we went to was not
yeah,
the best for us.
yeah,
It wasn't. Okay, so something
yeah,
lighter. We don't want to talk about that yet.
yeah.
But this was just like a
There's a lot later to come, so
yes,
you're definitely going to want to
tune in
tune
so
in,
and subscribe.
subscribe, also ask questions. And
Mhm.
we will do our best to answer them or discuss them on next ones, or things you want to ask or know about us, or even Pittsburgh, or growing up in Pittsburgh,
Mhm.
growing up in these some of the rougher neighborhoods in Pittsburgh.
Yeah. This was now. I will. I think I'll put our picture. Like I'll edit our picture in here so people
Ah,
can see
the high school
our
ones,
high school picture
yeah.
and stuff, so they can see how
Then and
we
now,
were such babies and
I had hair.
yeah, a lot of long hair.
Yeah, I
Like
had hair then.
I was. I thought he was cute. I did think you were cute.
Uh,
You knew that, I think, already.
well, it didn't seem like
Because I was mean.
it.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was so mean in high school, and I
but you
apologized to him
definitely knew that I
all the
thought
time.
you were cute.
Yes,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't. I wasn't so forward or anything, and I wouldn't say how I really felt because I'm a kid. Like,
Hmm.
and we'll get into like how growing up affects how you communicate. And I didn't communicate well at all as a child. I did not like as growing up.
Hmm.
I was very like shut off, despondent, numb, like so I didn't really he would never know that I liked him. But I did.
Right.
I
I
did.
remember even when we started
Because we actually
pursuing a
did started
relationship.
dating.
Yeah, dating. I don't call boys.
Well, honey, I was raised that way.
Yeah, I know. But you told me that. You told me you didn't call
but
police.
sometimes that would be used against me.
Like you don't
Like
call
you're
me. It
like
would be used for excuses, not to do what I'm supposed to. Especially when you're young and immature. You know what I
Oh, so
mean?
you're just now admitting that because you never admitted that.
With witnesses. With
Really?
witnesses. Well, yeah,
Wow.
you know, it sometimes becomes an excuse.
Okay. Then that's
Or
what
to
it
be
was.
mad at you, you know what I mean? Sometimes I would be upset about it.
Yeah, he would be mad at me a lot.
Because men have a desire to be wanted. We
Mhm.
want to know that you want us, not that,
But we were
you know what I
kids, so
mean?
I didn't know how to express that. You know
Right.
what I mean? So it's difficult when you're a child and you don't see certain ways to operate like you're a
Hmm.
kid, and then you're not mature enough to like when
Right.
they say like puppy love, it's not really puppy love. It's really rough.
Right.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
feel like our situation was very kind of like rough,
Hmm.
especially growing up in the 90s and how it
Growing
was.
up in the 90s,
It was so rough.
which is, this is just a quick let you in to our lives and also hopefully do some teaching and encouraging, like I said. The biggest thing I want to do is encourage other people. Uh,
Because a lot of times you get people who are like famous and have all these followers and things, and
that's
so
not even the goal,
that's
right?
not even the goal for us. The goal for us is really to show people that despite your obstacles, it's spite being even in spite being children, like because we
Right.
were kids when we met.
Because it's rare for, at least for a, a young black male in the 90s, especially a biracial one, where you have to toughen up because you have to fight everybody. Um, and when everybody's dying around you, it's rare to have made it this far. And I do have some good friends that did make it through as well, who also watched the change in my life.
Well, we don't want to talk about that yet.
Well, some supported it, some didn't, you know. But
Yeah, but we
yeah,
we gotta. That's something that we're gonna talk about. But
right.
this is
I just want to give a little taste so you do
yeah.
know where we're headed
So
because it gets very interesting.
it does. It gets very interesting. It gets very hard.
And we won't use names. We won't do those things. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? And we will not talk about certain things. There's some
yeah,
things best left with God.
yeah. I think we need some more lighting. It's starting to get like dark.
I think it still looks good.
You think so, honey?
I don't know.
Let me let me try.
That's a bit much.
Yeah, that's a bit
That's a
much.
bit much.
You said that's a bit much. What about
That's still too much.
that? Okay, better.
One more.
Babe, I think this is good.
Okay. All right.
I don't want it to be too dark.
We'll see it
You
later.
think we should turn on our other light?
No.
Because that gives like a little bit of a.
No. I think we want to
Oh,
say goodbye
okay.
for one or what? What do you want to do?
Um, I just want to like. So I'm gonna post this on my business page
Hmm.
first, and then post it to our dope. It's dope.
It
Dope
was.
with the bells. It's dope.
Yep.
D.O.P.E with the bells. So
Yes.
make sure you subscribe to hear more. But
Right.
I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what we what we're going to be doing. I'm still going to be selling clothes, guys.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
Absolutely.
I'm an entrepreneur.
Go on Sunita's Designs,
Yes.
especially you plus size women. Ain't nothing wrong with being thick. Ain't nothing wrong with being thick and a plus size model. You better love yourself.
That's right. So, because we've been through some things, my weight has fluctuated since we've been married,
Mine too,
but
since we've been kids. I mean,
but
yeah.
there's reasons why there's things that have happened, and I don't stress myself out, and that's why I think that plus size clothing is a must for
Hmm.
women who don't have the average European body, because
Mm.
that's what people based most of their designs off of. And of course, I love body conscious people when they include short, petites,
Hmm.
curvy girls. Like that's what I provide, and I hope you guys like it. And thank you to those who have purchased from me because it's when I see you in the outfits and stuff. And also, I'm a wardrobe stylist. People don't know much.
Hmm.
I don't talk much about that portion because I don't know why I don't talk about that
I don't
portion.
either because you dress men and women. You've had some people on the red carpet.
I have.
Um,
Oh gosh,
you've
last year was a first for me for someone on.
you've been awarded Boutique Owner of the Year, Stylist of the Year. So you're out there. You've made the front cover of what, the Pittsburgh Magazine.
It wasn't the front cover. It was
Oh, my bad.
it was a feature.
A feature.
Yes,
And
maybe
so, what
one
were you
day.
on the front cover of?
Oh, I was on the front
You
cover
were on the
of
front cover of the
Christ It Up
magazine.
magazine.
Oh, okay. I was going to say I could see the magazine from here.
Yes, that's
Okay.
one of them. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
on, and that's shout out to Darnika. She's an excellent writer and did
Yeah.
an excellent piece
Yeah.
for me, and I appreciate that. But yeah, guys, I do wardrobe style for professional women in my city. Um, I'm not because people think when you say wardrobe stylist, they think of, oh, love and hip hop and blah blah blah.
Hmm.
That's not me. I dress authors, public speakers, um, women in business, entrepreneurs, and I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that type of styling, but for me, that's not my niche.
Well, I've watched you take and do the best with that person's personality. Like you dress them according to their personality and their shape. And it brought because everyone has this beauty inside, and you
Mm.
have a gift of bringing it from the inside and putting it on the outside of them so they can see the beauty themselves when they look in the mirror. And I've seen it. You
Thank
dress
you.
me all the time. You know what I mean? And the some of the gentlemen you've dressed in the past. One, the guy that was a performer. The other one that's, well, both of them are performers. One plays music. The other one is in plays, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
but those guys were very happy with the way you dressed them. And I am. Look at some of my wife's pictures. I don't do social media, so to speak. So this is brand new for me.
Yes.
Um, but my wife's Instagram and things like that. And what's the other one? Well, you got
TikTok,
TikTok,
fan base,
YouTube,
YouTube,
but fan base,
LinkedIn.
yeah, LinkedIn. But take a look at them, and when you see the pictures of me as well, for any guys that may want styled out there. Um, Today I just got on a sweatsuit. We're lounging in the house, but we get pretty fly when we go out. My wife does really well. She has taken me out of my comfort zone, and I've liked how fly and I feel good. Walk out, feeling in my grown man. I'll say
Yeah,
in my
because you
grown
dressed
man's.
nice when we were younger too. Like you were
Yeah.
always fresh. It was no, you know, you match my swag. So, well, guys, I just wanted to come on and just give you a sneak peek of what we'll be doing this year, and I hope you guys tune in, and I hope that we can be of some service for even single people who are thinking about getting married. If you're an entrepreneur, and I
Hmm.
will say that when we were younger, we sometimes say that a part of our story is that we did separate for some years
Yeah, we did. And like
and
we said earlier, but we did maintain a
friendship.
friendship that was a real friendship. Could
Yes.
call on each other at any time.
So during that time, I always say to him, I wonder what if we were mature and still stayed together, where would we be? But God had a plan. So
Hmm.
we're grateful for God's plan in our
Right.
life. So guys, you know, we are happy to be here and be of some service. I
Hmm.
pray that we
We
are.
pray that we could be of service to people.
And if you have any questions, we will put the email address and we'll answer questions
Yeah.
and stuff. And answer, thank you for my husband. He gives all my accolades and stuff, but he's pretty accomplished himself. And we could talk about that. Like, he's a very accomplished man in his own right, in his own trade, and everything that he does. So, but we
Thank
could
you.
talk about that too. But this is just a little introduction, and I just wanted you guys to, meet meet my not my do it. I don't say my other half because you're not half, you're whole.
Your husband,
Yeah, my hubby, my person,
her man.
my man, my man, my man. So, guys, thank you for being with us, and we will see you soon. We will absolutely see you soon. And I don't like this lighting, so we're going to come up with something because I feel like
Yeah.
we look so dark.
Well, we'll grow as we progress. We're learning. I'm learning. I don't know what this. I don't think we're going to be that dark whenever you
Yeah.
actually edit this.
Okay. Well, well, guys, we will see you soon. Thank you for tuning in for this little segment. We think we're going to do about what, maybe 45 minutes for
Um,
each episode.
Honestly, I don't know. I mean, going with the flow. If
Are you going with the
I'm
flow?
going with the flow. If it's something we want to talk about, we'll talk about it. And as we get people who may want to throw comments up there, whenever we do live,
Mm-hmm.
um, then we'll see where it takes us. I'm open.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys soon. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.